Welcome to another on-deck baseball gameplay video featuring a CBA, the Continental Baseball Alliance. It's my own personal league using on-deck baseball. Today we have the Drillers taking on the Wolves. The Drillers have a record of 16-24, while the Wolves are leading the West with a 23-17 record. Both teams will have their number 5 starter going. Ray Brown will be taking the hill for the Drillers, and Ricardo Vega taking the hill for the Wolves. I got a little different setup today, so I'm hoping that you'll be able to actually see the cards a little bit better. I also wanted to point out that the cards that I use for the CBA, they are actually on the standard card stock, not the premium card stock. So if anybody has any confusion as to the two different card qualities, this is a little bit thinner card stock than the premium, but the colors do come out very bright on it, and I think that the cards speak for themselves. It's nice color, contrast, the backs, the fronts, cartoon characters, everything is done quite well on the standard card stock. So without any further ado, we'll go ahead and get rolling in this one, as the Drillers are the visiting team and heading into Washington to take on the Wolves. We'll go ahead and switch up the pitchers here. And like I said, this is a little bit different format, so you'll be able to see the cards playing while I keep score down below. Alright. So we're going to have Sergio Perez leading off for the Drillers. He is a right-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher, so it's going to be a 3 against a 3. We have a batter's card. And a 1-1, that's going to be a strikeout. Most cards, that is a strikeout, 1-1. And Dave Schultz batting second for the Drillers. Dave Schultz is actually doing pretty good so far. This is the 41st game of each team's schedule, and Dave Schultz is hitting .299 through 40 games. A couple of triples, 10 doubles, 19 RBIs, and 21 runs scored. That is good for third place on the team. Alright, so he is batting lefty against a right-handed batter, so it is a +2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card for 3. And it looks like right off the bat we have a possible error. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll on the same matrix. And we have a 9-6, which is a ground out to the first baseman. So we're going to go ahead and go to Lucas Blanton playing first base for the Wolves. And we're going to roll one die on his primary position, who is a -2, so he's not a great defender. Only a 3 and a 6 are no error. And we have an 8, which is a 1-base error. So Dave Schultz reaches on a 1-base error by the first baseman. He does have a little speed. His jump is only a 2, though. Hold runners for Vega is a -1. And the Wolves catcher is only a 2 arm. So you know what? We're going to try and get the steal here. So it's a +1 on the jump roll. And we do not get it, so Schultz is staying still. That'll bring up Bob McPherson. McPherson, a pretty good second baseman, not having the greatest year, only batting .237 so far on the season. Righty versus righty is going to be equal. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 3-1 is a strikeout. So after the error, McPherson strikes out with 1 aboard, bringing up Mark Haggerty with 2 away and 1 on. Haggerty doing his thing. He's batting .302 on the season. He's got 7 home runs, leading the team with 33 RBIs, also leading the team with 11 doubles. And he is a lefty, so it's a -2 versus a 5. That's a +3 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Haggerty. 7-1, I don't think that's going to do it. That's going to be a flyout. We'll just see where that flyout goes. Center field. That'll do it. So 1 error, 1 man reaches, and that'll bring up the Wolves. So we have Greg Parsons leading off for the Wolves, probably the second best leadoff man in the league. He's only batting .256, but he does have 19 stolen bases, 23 runs scored. He does have 4 home runs, so he's got a little pop in his bat too. It's a righty versus righty, so it's equal. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-2 is a flyout. See where it goes. To left field. I'll bring up Zach Morrill. center fielder for the Wolves, and he's having quite the standout season. He's batting .333 so far through 40 games. No home runs. What's interesting about him is he has no extra base hits yet in the season. So he's got 20 RBIs, though, and 18 runs scored, so not too bad there. He is a lefty, so it's going to be a +2 on the roll. We have a batter's card. 6'4" is a pop-out. Let's see where that pop-out goes. First baseman. I'll bring up the big Phil Kane. Kane, 6 home runs on the season, batting .278. He's part of that 1-2 punch with Kane and Cooley, and Dickinson has been doing pretty good. We'll talk about him a little bit when he comes up. So he is a lefty. It's +2 on the roll. That is a 7. That's a batter's card. 8-1 is a ground out, so it looks like a 1-2-3 inning here for Brown. And that goes to a little squiggler in front of the plate. And that will bring up Martin Reed. Martin Reed is actually having a standout year. He's only batting .238, but he's got 9 home runs, 20 runs scored, 17 RBIs, 8 doubles. He's having a pretty decent season so far. He's a switch hitter. He'll be batting lefty, and it's going to be a +2 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 5-5 is a walk, so he draws a walk, nobody out. Man on first for Morales. Drillers catchers batting .317 on the season, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs. I do the pregame fatigue chart for position players and pitchers, and Morales does need more rest than others. His durability is only a 2, so when it rolls on him, it's hard to keep him in the game. That is one of the bad sides about his card, but he is quite the power hitter. So he's a righty versus righty. It's equal on the roll here. That is going to be a pitcher's card. And we have a 10-9. 10-9 is a double. So Morales doubles. Reed is one faster. I can risk going home. Let's see where that ball goes. That ball goes to the left fielder. The left fielder is a 2-arm. And it's a 60-40 shot. Scoring here, we're going to take that risk. 2, he is safe. Morales will go to third on the throw, and that is 1 RBI. And quickly, the Drillers are up 1-0 here in a second. Nobody out. Austin Collins coming up. He is one of the players in the expansion pack. He was drafted initially when the season began by the Drillers, and he's been filling in left field pretty admirably. Let's see, Collins batting .245, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Not bad at all, power numbers here. He is a lefty, so it's going to be a 2+1 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 10-3 is a ground out. And the ground out goes to first base, so it's at the corners. No runner will score. We have 1 out, man on third, bringing up Michael Nelson. Righty versus righty, that's going to be equal on the roll. That is a 1, so that's a pitcher's card. 3-1 is a strikeout. 2 away now. Man, still on third. Vincent Melendez is up. Melendez is a .296 hitter. Shortstop for the Drillers. He is a switch hitter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 10-5 is a base hit. Vincent Melendez coming through, RBI single with 2 outs. Morales comes around to score. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Sergio Perez. Righty versus righty, once again, it's going to be equal on the roll. Batter's card. 9-4 is a walk. So Ricardo Vega in some trouble here. Vega is a holder of a 4.23 ERA through 6 starts, a record of 2-2. Dave Schultz coming up. It is a +2 on the roll. That is definitely a batter's card. 9-5, a base hit. And the Drillers are rolling here. We're going to see who goes where. And Vincent Melendez, so it's a short base hit. Bases loaded. Nobody scores on that. Bob McPherson coming up with bases jammed. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-6 is a ground out, so Vega gets out of it. Ground out going to third base, 5-3. But the damage is done. 2 runs in the second inning. Vega lucky to get out of that before Haggerty steps up to the plate. And now we'll bring up the Wolves and Alan Cooley playing some third base today. Palmer, third baseman for the Wolves, he got hit with some fatigue and wasn't able to start today. Cooley is a switch hitter, so it's going to be equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-2 is a strikeout. And now bring up Kelly Dickinson. Dickinson, who has been on fire the last 3 games. He has 4 home runs. That gives him 9 home runs on the season. He's leading the Wolves in home runs. He only sports a .226 batting average, 16 RBIs and 16 runs scored. But that batting average has increased the last 4 or 5 games. So he is a switch hitter. He'll be batting lefty. And it's going to be equal on the roll. That's a pitcher's card. 9-3 is a flyout. So he's still driving the ball, but not able to get it over the fence on this one. Fly out to center. And we have a chance at a second consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Brown. Brown, not the best pitcher on the Drillers. He's got a 5.57 ERA in 7 starts, and he's 2-4. The Drillers' overall record, like I said, is 16-24. They're not playing very well, and they're looking to turn things around here in the second half. So we have Chavez up righty versus switch hitter, and it's going to be a -1. That's still going to be a batter's card. 3-2 is a K. We get to roll on Brown's poise. See if he gets an increase here, and he does. Roll at 10, so he gets a +1 on his pitching attributes. And now I'll do it for the Wolves, bringing up the Drillers and Mark Haggerty. He's 0 for 1 in the game, flying out the center. He is a lefty, so it's 2 + 3 on the roll here. That is definitely a batter's card. 7-5 is a line out, so he gets some good wood on the ball, but lines it right to the shortstop for an LO6. I'll bring up Martin Reed, switch hitter. There's +2 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 4-1 is a strikeout. Rico Morales had that double in the second inning with an RBI. Righty versus righty, it's equal. That's going to be a batter's card. 7-6 is a base hit. He's 2 for 2. When he's in the game, he definitely rips. All right, left-handed batter, bringing up Austin Collins, +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 7-4 is a base hit. Morales pretty slow, only gets over to second. That'll bring up Michael Nelson, 2 away, 2 on. Righty versus righty, it's equal. That's going to be a batter's card. 6-6 is a line out. And that line out goes to the pitcher, right back to Vega. And that'll do it for the Drillers. All right, some quick innings for the Wolves, and now I'll bring up Lucas Blanton, who's playing first base. He's not the regular first baseman. As I mentioned earlier, Cooley moved over to third base for this game, and that brought Blanton into the lineup. He's a 158 hitter. He does have 1 home run, and he is a righty, so it's -1 on a roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 8-3 is a flyout to left field. Brown pitching very well so far. Righty versus righty as Tom Williams comes up. Williams is a 207 hitter, so it's not likely that they're going to get their first hit of the game here. Righty versus righty is -1. It is a pitcher's card. 8-4 and a flyout to right field. I'll bring up Palmer. I think I mentioned Palmer was not playing. I was incorrect. Lee is the third baseman for the Wolves, and he is out for the game. Palmer is in the lineup. All right, so at a +1 here for Brown. He is a -5 against the righty. Palmer, who's a 2, so it's a -3 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 10-10 is a -1 possibility for a home run on Palmer, who is a 1 power. So this is even on a roll here. 6 and above, it will be a home run, which would be Palmer's first home run. Let's see what we get here. A 6, a home run off the pitcher's card to break up the no-hitter. Adrian Palmer with his first bomb of the year. We'll say that one just scraped the top of the fence and rolled over to the fans. That will bring up Parsons as the Wolves are now down by 1. Greg Parsons, the leadoff hitter. It is now a -1. So that is a batter's card. 4-3 is a pop out to shortstop. And that's 3 away, and that's going to bring up Vincent Melendez and the Drillers. Switch hitter, it's going to be a +1. That is a batter's card. Melendez strikes out. He's now 1 for 2 on the game. And we're going to go back to the top of the order. Sergio Perez, righty versus righty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's a pitcher's card. And 7-8 is a walk. So that's his second walk of the game. He is a 5 jump. I think we're going to go ahead and try and steal here. A 5 against a -1 is +4 to the roll. He does get the steal. Dickinson behind the plate for the Wolves is only a 2-arm. We'll roll that as a 4, and he gets caught stealing. Wow. Only a 30% chance of getting caught there. And Dickinson guns him down. I'll bring up Dave Schultz, a left-handed batter. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 10-9 on the pitcher's card. And we have a double. So Schultz, he reaches for the 3rd time, his 2nd hit of the game. He reached in the 1st inning on that error. And that will be 2 away for McPherson. Righty versus righty, it's equal. That's going to be a batter's card. 6-3 is ground out. McPherson not having a great game so far. Grounds back to the pitcher, a little 1-3. He's 0 for 3 in the game so far. I'll bring up Zach Morrill, who's 0 for 1 so far. Brown still has that +1, so he's a -4, -5, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 7-2 is a ground out to second base, 4-3. And that brings up the middle and heart of the order for the Wolves. Phil Kane, +1 on the roll. That's definitely a batter's card. 10-3 is a walk. Only the 2nd batter to reach base for the Wolves. I'll bring up Alan Cooley. That's going to be a -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-6, almost a 10-10 there. 10-6 is a flyout to left field. Kelly Dickinson coming up. He's looking to continue this hot play he's had the last 4 or 5 games. He is a switch hitter. It's going to be a -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. That is not going to do it. That's a strikeout for the 3rd out. So after 4, we have the Drillers leading 2-1. Vega is only a stamina of 4. We're going to have to roll on his first inning. 6 is a no change, so we're good. He's staying in the game. And Haggerty up. Haggerty's a lefty, 2 puts 3 to the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for the big man. 10-3 is a flyout to the left field. So Haggerty not doing much this game either. Martin Reed coming up, switch hitter. It's +2 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 10-2 is a ground out. Excuse me, ground out to second baseman, 4-3. Rico Morales, 2 for 2, a double and a single so far in this one. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-3 is a ground out, so they finally get Morales out. Third base, 5-3. All right, so we go back over to the Wolves. Chavez will be leading off things here in the bottom of the 5th. Ray Brown is a stamina of 5, so he's still good to go, and he still has that increase. So it's -4 and -2 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Chavez. 10-10, home run. Chavez belts one to tie the game here in the bottom of the 5th. That is his 5th home run of the year. Big 10-10 roll for the home run. So Brown only has given up 2 hits, both solo shots. This one to Chavez and one to Adrian Palmer in the 3rd. He is still good to go with that -5, so it's a -2 on a roll here. That's going to be a batter's card on Blanton, who's 0 for 1, and he's now going to be 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Tom Williams now coming up. It's going to be a -2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 3-1 is a K as well, 2 away. And Adrian Palmer, the 9th batter in the Wolves lineup. He is a righty. It's going to be -3 on the roll. That brings it down to a pitcher's card, and a 3-1 is going to be a K. So 3 Ks in a row here. Brown not pitching bad, but he's given up bad spots to 2 batters as the Wolves tie things up here with a home run in the bottom of the 5th. All right, so Vega, now 2 innings passed, going into 2 innings passed on his stamina. We're going to have to roll again. A 1 is a no change again, so he's staying in the game. Both number 5 pitchers not doing too badly in this one. Austin Collins, left-handed batter, +1 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-3 is a flyout to center field. And that's going to bring up Michael Nelson, who is 0 for 2. Strikeout and a lineout. That is going to be equal on the roll. A batter's card. 8-5 is a walk. So he reaches for the first time. We have a man on first with 1 away. And that will bring up Vincent Melendez with a man on first. He's a switch hitter, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll here. Pitcher's card. 10-1 is a lineout to the pitcher. Vega getting some work defensively. A couple of lineouts his way. Now 2 away with the leadoff man, Sergio Perez, up. Righty versus righty. Equal on the roll. Pitcher's card. 2-2 looks like it's going to be a strikeout, and it is. 3 away. Coming into the bottom of the 6th here. Brown has gone through his 5 innings. We're now going to have to roll on his fatigue chart. 5 is a -1. That just brings him back down to normal. As the leadoff man, Greg Parsons, up for the Wolves. Parsons is a right-handed batter, a 4 against righty, so it's equal on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 10-1 is a flyout to right field. Zach Morrill coming up. He's 0 for 2. A lefty. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 3-3 is a K. 0 for 3 in the game. His batting average decreasing daily. Had a really great first half. Not starting off the second half very well. Phil Kane coming up. It's going to be +2 on the roll here. That is a batter's card. Wolves looking to take the lead. 9-6. Base hit. 1 on. Alan Cooley, cleanup hitter, looking to get things going here. He is a switch hitter. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be batter's card. Can the Wolves take the lead? 8. Possible error. This could be huge. 6-1. That's all right. So it's a possible error on a flyout to the right fielder, Michael Nelson. I have to go over to him, see what we got going here. He is not in his primary position. So we're going secondary position. Only one possibility for not an error. It's 8. And it's a 10. One base error. Kane will end up on third as Cooley reaches on an error by the right fielder. Kane reaches on third because there was 2 out, so he's already running. And now I'll bring up Kelly Dickinson. He is a switch hitter. He's going to be even on a roll this time. That is a pitcher's card. 6-3, that's not going to do it. That's a ground out. Second base, 4-3. And we go to the top of the 7th. Dave Schultz is leading off. We're going to have to possibly roll on the pitcher here. He hasn't had any damage so far. It's on column 3. I'm going to go ahead and take the risk here. 9. That's a -2. And he has to come out. Roll to -2. If any of his pitching attributes reaches 0, he needs to be pulled from the game. That's a risk you take. And he's coming out. So, Vega going back into the book here. We're going to take a look at our pitcher fatigue. Pitcher rest. See who we can put in. Let's see. Wyatt can not rested. We're going to need somebody who can go a couple innings here. Put in Seifert. Seifert looks ready to go. So David Seifert getting the call from the bullpen. Seifert pitching pretty good. He's got a .75 ERA. That is a 0.75 ERA in 12 games, 24 innings pitched. So he goes a couple innings every single appearance here. And he'll be getting things going here against Dave Schultz. Lefty, probably should have looked at the batters coming up. I got 2 lefties in Schultz and Haggerty, but needing to get some innings in. Seifert's the guy who gets the call here, so +2 on the roll. That is going to be, let's see, I rolled 8, sorry. 2, yeah, +2, so it's batter's card. 4-3 is a K, so if Seifert comes in, striking out Schultzy. Righty versus righty, -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-4 is a flyout. It's a center. Bringing up the big man, Mark Haggerty. See if he can have the drillers pull ahead. It's a +3 on the roll. Still a pitcher's card. 10-1, not what they were looking for. That is a line out to first base. Second line out of the game. Haggerty, the big man, 0 for 4 here. All right, so that's going to bring up the Wolves. Chavez. Brown is normal. I think we're going to go ahead and roll and try and keep him in here. 5 is a -1. So that means now he has a -2, -3 here. Chavez, batting lefty, so it's -2. It's equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 1-1 is K. Lucas Blanton now coming up. He's 0 for 2. It's equal on the roll now. Pitcher's card. 8-8 is a double. Only the 4th base hit for the Wolves. And now bring up Tom Williams, who is now equal on the roll. Batter's card. 4-3 is a ground out. Excuse me, ground out to third base, so the runner does not advance. Now bring up Adrian Palmer, the shortstop. It is now a -1 on the confrontation roll. That's going to bring it down to a pitcher's card. 2-1, that is a strikeout. So Palmer gets out of it. And that will bring up Martin Reed against Seifert here. Reed, a switch hitter. So it's going to be a +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 2-2 strikeout. Reed goes down. He's now 0 for 3. Does have the walk and a run scored in the second inning. Rico Morales, -1 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-1 is a ground out. Seifert doing his thing here. Ground out to third baseman. And now I'll bring up Austin Collins, a lefty. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 10-2 is a ground out to right field. Wait, ground out, sorry. First base. 3U. It is 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. We get the roll on his poise here. And he does not get it. So no change for him. And it looks like we're going into the 8th. We're going to have to pull Brown. I don't feel like he's going to get a no change on that. So we're in a late innings here. There's a possibility of extra innings. So I'm going to bring in Uchimaya. He can go 2 innings. And if I have to possibly extend him, I can try, or bring in another pitcher. Uchimaya has got a 4.28 ERA in 14 games, 33 innings pitched. So he does go a couple innings per appearance here. All right, I'll bring up Greg Parsons, righty versus righty, +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 9-1 is a ground out. Second base. Bring up Zach Morrill, 0 for 3 so far. He's a lefty, so it's going to be +3 on a roll. That is a batter's card. 10-6 is a line out. Tough luck line out there. Line out to the shortstop. Phil Kane coming up, another lefty. He is going to be a +3 on a roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 8-2 is going to be a flyout to right field. All right, Seifert still pitching for the Wolves as the Drillers come up in the top of the 9th. We're going to go ahead and roll on him. 4. He does get a -1, but he has some pretty good stats still, especially against righties. We have 2 righties coming up, so. All right, so it's going to be equal on the roll for Michael Nelson. That's going to be a batter's card. 4-2 is a strikeout. Vincent Melendez, a switch hitter. It's going to be +2 on the roll for him. Batter's card. 5-1 is a K. Sergio Perez, a leadoff hitter. It's equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-1 is a strikeout. So strikes out the side. Striking out the side and the third consecutive. He's going to get a +1 for striking out the side and a +1 for third consecutive 1-2-3 inning. So leaving him in actually pays off there. Uchimaya still pitching. It is the bottom of the 9th. Wolves looking for a walk-off here. He's a switch hitter for Cooley. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. Pitcher's card. 10-9. Have a -5. Alan Cooley is a 5, so 6 and above will be a walk-off home run. Let's see what we get. A 9 home run. Alan Cooley walks it off for the Washington Wolves as they take it 3-2 with 3 solo home runs. What a game. I'll end it, as I said, 3-2. Wolves over Drillers. We're going to go ahead and put our pitchers back. And we'll go ahead and do our little bit of statistics that I like to do for tracking purposes. Obviously, the pitchers on the back of the score sheets first. So, looks like Vega's going to get a no decision. Seifert ends up getting the win as he goes 3 innings. Vega went 6. Vega gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. None by Seifert. 2 runs, both earned against Vega. Vega gives up 1, 2, 3, 4 walks. No walks for Seifert. Vega gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks for Vega. Seifert 1, 2, and that big 3 in the ninth, so that gives him 5 Ks. Batters faced 9, 18, 27, 28 for Vega, and 9 for Seifert. No home runs against either. And that brings up the Drillers pitchers. Brown gets a no decision, while Uchimaya will pick up the loss in this one. 7 innings pitched for Brown, one of his best starts of the season. 1 inning pitched for Uchimaya. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits against Brown. 2 runs, both solo shots. And Uchimaya gives up that game winner. Walks, 1 walk for Brown. Let's see, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 Ks by Brown. Wow. 27 batters faced. Uchimaya gives up 1 hit, but it is that doozy to walk it off for the Wolves. No walks allowed, no Ks, and he faced 4 batters. And for my standings, I use the record trackers. Wolves get the win. They extend their lead in the West. These are now 23-18. As the Detroit Drillers take another loss, their 25th loss in the season. They are now 16-25. Let's see if we have any injuries we need to mark. I think both these teams are pretty in the clear at the moment, and they do look like that way. So we'll go into the pitchers' fatigue and rest. I always do my schedule trackers here as well. Drillers get their loss, their second loss in a row, 3-2. On to the fatigue, pitcher fatigue tracker. I'm going to mark off 1 day for all of their pitchers currently resting. Armstrong comes back in the bullpen. Brown gets 1 for the appearance. He's pitched 7 innings, so that gives him 2 on the start and another 1. So he's going in 4. Uchimaya just gets 1 for the appearance. Tough luck for Uchimaya. Not doing great as the Drillers continue to sink in that division. And that will do the Wolves. They pick up the win, 3-2. And onto their fatigue tracker. Justice comes back for his next start. Wyatt's back. Borquez is back. Hairston is back. And going in, we got Vega. 2, 3, 4. He's going in 5. Needed to get 100%. And Seifert, excuse my handwriting, goes in as, let's see, he's got 1 for the appearance, 1 for the innings. That's a 2. He got 1 back. So he's only going in as a minus, needing 1 day rest. Not bad at all. Well, that'll do it. That's a pretty exciting game. Definitely an exciting finish. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments regarding anything related to On Deck Baseball, please drop me a comment below. Please like, subscribe. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Once I get to 100, I can do some live game video feeds, which I think would be a very exciting experience. So, again, thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.